People, settle down. Okay, now, how many of you have played musical instruments before?
Do instruments of torture count?
No.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, Patrick. How much of an idiot can you possibly be? I mean, come on. I understand you're not the brightest bulb in the bunch, but what kind of question was that? Is mayonnaise an instrument? Are you some kind of plebeian? You mean to tell me that upon opening up your cupboard to see a selection of different condiments, your first thought when you see mayonnaise is that it is equivalent in practicality to that of a musical instrument? And I knew what you were going to ask when you raised your hand a second time. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Somehow that question was even stupider than the last. Horseradish is nothing like a tool used to play symphonies, fool. I mean, come on, that's just plain obvious. Patrick, Desmond, Seastar. Mayonnaise is not an instrument, and I am starting to get sick and tired of your relentless idiocracy. We just want to hear Squidward teach the class, but your foolish tangents are beginning to drive us insane. Let this be an example to you, class. And Patrick, please get a fucking grip. Think before you say things instead of subjecting the class to your festering gob of mindless nonsense. I'm sorry you had to deal with this Squidward.
Hello? Mommy! Mommy!
Why is I crying? Who are you people?
We're ICE, ma'am. We had an anonymous tip that illegals were living in this household.
Mom! Dad! This is ridiculous! You can't take our children away from us!
No way.
Eric Cartman, let's have a chat, shall we? What you carried out was not mischief elevated by intelligence, but cruelty refined by calculation. You are a fucking demon. You're lucky I haven't decided to rip you apart. You mistook clever manipulation for moral superiority, never stopping to question whether you had the right to decide who belongs and who is discarded. Kyle's absence is not an inconvenience or a joke. It is a void you deliberately created, and voids have consequences that do not ask for your permission to arrive. You should reflect on how easily you crossed that line, because the most frightening thing about this is not what you did. It's how natural it felt to you. What even made you do this type of stuff? If I ever, and I mean ever, catch you do this type of stuff again, trust me, it won't look good for you.
Peter Lowenbroy Griffin. What the fuck is wrong with you, seriously? A bat flies into the room, and you completely lose your shit like a dumbass. Instead of thinking, you grab a bat and start swinging like a reckless bitch with 0 brain cells firing. You didn't chase the bat, you destroyed the whole damn room. Walls fucked up, furniture smashed, Meg's stuff ruined. That wasn't an accident. You're gonna pay.
Do you have any idea what you just erased? That wasn't a pile of plastic. That was patience made visible. Hours of focus, planning, precision. Every single brick had a reason to exist, and you decided, without thought, without permission, to reduce it to rubble. Look at me. You didn't break a toy. You disrespected effort. You ignored boundaries. You proved that impulse ruled over responsibility in that moment, and that should concern you more than it seems to concern you right now. Creation takes discipline. Destruction takes nothing but carelessness. And today you chose the easier path. That choice tells me more than any excuse you're about to form in your head.
Peter, would you give this to the nurse?
Robots in disguise.
Direct your attention to me, Peter Josephine Griffin. I am the ink-black manifestation of every terrified heartbeat echoing in the dark. I've seen horrors, yet none match the idiocy of you intercepting that birth certificate. You ignored a mother's wishes to name an infant after a fictional tyrant, a reckless, bumbling cruelty. My claws are a mercy compared to the lifelong social execution you handed down for a drunken laugh. only you found funny.
Oh, do I have a funny story for you guys. So, I am
Huh. I like where the story's going.
First off, get this out of here. It is that serious, you buffoon of a creator. Second, Beast Boy. Garfield Mark Logan. Are you serious? And to the rest of you too. You all are goddamn jokes. You see your so-called friend and he's so happy because he wants to tell you a joke, then he gets swept away by this monster. And you can see his eyes flashing before his eyes and he's looking at you guys begging you to help him. Because he's the only one without powers, and he even has the power to defend himself. Except he can't, because it's goddamn Satan. He cares about you guys so much, and all he wants to do is be a good leader for you guys. He's always insecure about his looks, and how he used towards this team. And all you guys do is treat him horribly. I pity you, I really do. I pity how much of a horrible person all of you are. You see a member of your team get swept away and you don't even think about helping them. All you say is a dumb joke that came from theirs. If I catch you guys doing this to him one more time, there won't be a next time, because all of you are gonna be the one that's gonna be swept by Satan. Do you understand? I don't want to see this happening again, because Robin does nothing but help this team to the best of his abilities. I will be watching, and if this happens again, prepare for my arrival. Goodbye.
Better?
It's floating.
It's a floater!
Listen up, kid. Get over here for a second. We're in the kitchen, all right. The milk is warm, the chocolate ball is melting just right, and everyone's finally relaxed. This is supposed to be a peaceful family moment. And then you go and say, it's a floater. Seriously, let me break this down for you, because apparently, common sense isn't so common. First off, that joke is flat out unfunny. A joke needs timing, surprise, or at least a hint of cleverness. Saying floater when something is floating is just calling it what it is. That's not comedy, that's a dull observation. If I point at the ceiling and say up, do you think anyone's going to clap? Second, it's just lazy. Bathroom humor might work if there's some kind of contrast or exaggeration. But we're here melting chocolate in milk. That's food. Warm, comforting food. Dragging toilets into this is like blasting a foghorn during a quiet lullaby. Why would you ruin a perfectly good moment like that? And let's talk about context. We're not at school trying to get laughs during lunch. We're at home, with family, doing something cozy and nice. You don't yell fire at a birthday cake, do you? Finally, listen closely. Jokes should add something to the moment. This one, it just subtracts. You turned chocolate into poop for no good reason. Think before you speak, for crying out loud. Or at the very least, wait until dessert is over.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, it's starting to make
Oops! April Fools, you little sausage! SpongeBob, I was just kidding! Come on, you guys know I was just kidding, right?
Nice job, Squidward. Real nice. You destroyed his favorite holiday. And why? Because he annoyed you at work? That's all it took. I really thought you were better than that. Turns out, you're just a bitter, eight-legged crustacean that likes to feed on the happiness of the weak. Not only was it sickening to the guests, but utterly disrespectful to SpongeBob. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your selfish and ignorant behavior has tarnished Bikini Bottom for far too long. So listen carefully, Squiddy. If leaving the poor little sponge alone is that hard for you, then maybe something is seriously wrong inside your head. Maybe you don't feel things the way normal people do, and perhaps you should help before you hurt someone else. This isn't forgiveness. This is your warning. Don't ever show your face in this crusty crab establishment again, or there will be consequences.
Hey there, sweetie. How old are you?
16.
18. You're first.
Mom!
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Glenn Quagmire, stop. Do not breathe. Do not speak. Take a moment to understand what you just said and why the room went silent. You lying pedophilic piece of shit. You were given an answer, A clear answer, one that required no guessing, no cleverness, and no follow-up. And instead of stepping back, instead of choosing restraint, you leaned forward as if boundaries were optional. That pause you felt was not comedy. It was not tension. It was every functioning instinct warning you to stop. But you ignored it, Glenn Quagmire. You tried to dress discomfort up as humor. You tried to turn a hard line into a joke. And in doing so, you showed exactly how little self-control you actually possess. When reality finally arrived, when authority entered the room, you did not feel shame. You did not feel regret. You felt excitement. That reaction alone is enough to end the conversation. This was not edgy. This was not clever. This was not misunderstood humor. This was pathetic, and it deserved to be called out immediately. So listen carefully, Glenn Quagmire. What you just did was not some funny joke. It was an inhumane act to show what type of person you truly are and your true colors. Glenn Quagmire, if I ever catch you doing shit like this again, your trip in hell will turn out to be your relief.
You know, you just need to relax and stop overreacting.
Murdered this man.
Yes,
You tortured him.
of course.
Oh, you just got juked.
Yo, I think somebody stole my phone.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me either.
Now let's not jump to conclusions.
Listen up, you wretched and conniving thief. Do not move, do not breathe, and do not run. Do you have any idea what you have just done? You mercilessly stole someone's most vital communication device for your own twisted amusement. You pathetic waste of space. They are now defenseless and unable to call for help thanks to your unrelenting greed and malice. You disgust me to my very core. Gumball Trismegistus, Bartholomew Hyperion, Theophilus, Reginald Watterson. Do you have any conception, any microscopic neuron-level awareness of the cultural embarrassment you have just unleashed upon this room? I stood here, tragically hopeful, believing that you might exercise restraint, wit, or at the very least a primitive understanding of comedic timing. And yet, against all logic and mercy, you chose to utter a skibbity toilet reference with the confidence of a philosopher and the discernment of a dropped spoon. What you produced was not humor. It was an auditory misdemeanor, a syntactic crime scene. That reference was stale before it left your mouth. It has been decomposing on the internet's pavement for months, and you picked it up, dusted it off, and presented it as if irony alone could resurrect its dignity. Let me be precise. Gumball Octavian Maximilian Eusebius Watterson. Irony is not a substitute for originality. Volume is not a replacement for cleverness. And repetition is not, nor has it ever been, a punchline. What disturbs me most is not that you failed to be funny, but that you appeared pleased with yourself. That smirk suggested belief, faith, hope. And hope, in this context, is the most terrifying thing of all. Now, be silent. You've already said enough.
It's all on me. I'm the one Tempest wants. I'm the last princess. You're also the only one who doesn't trust her friends. Well, maybe I would have been better off without friends like you.
Listen carefully and heed my words. Princess Twilightine P. Sparkle. Do you have even the most minuscule modicum of comprehension behind the horrible things you have said to your supposed friend Pinky? When you and the others washed up here, I watched, hoping even for the most fleeting of seconds that you would take a moment to hold your own self accountable for the mistakes you made. But alas, it would seem I have wasted my time, and not even just Pinkie Pie. If you have those deplorable things to say to her,
Then what horrendous, despicable things would you say to the likes of Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Fluttershy? Right now, you do not deserve your title of Princess of Friendship, especially since you don't seem to regard the honest words of those who have all but worshipped you since you moved to Ponyville. I sincerely hope you take a good chunk of your time to think about what you have done. And hopefully, if you are extremely lucky, your friends will forgive you.
Hey, look, a pair of working legs. Dibs on these.
What? Oh, come on, Quagmire!
Joe, I said dibs.
No, you're right. You said dibs.
Glenn Quagmire, I highly advise you don't go another word further, or else I will turn you into a mere campfire story. I come to see how you are treating your crippled friend, and I see this. No good perverted piece of crap friend stealing a perfectly good pair of legs from his friend who would do nothing more for a pair of working legs. What the actual hell is wrong with you? Are you sick in the head? Get out from that dumpster this instant, or I will implode your weak little body. Do you understand me, Quagmire? I am the Kazu of all pain and suffering in this universe, and seeing scum like you makes me even more angry. I will make you wish that you was never born if you do something to disappoint me again. I will not hesitate to make you feel the pain of 100-souled. Let me see you again, and you won't leave breathing.
Be quiet!
Huh?
You're not my mama.
Your Prime if you scroll. Your Prime if you like. Your Prime if you comment. Your Prime if you share. Your Prime if you subscribe. Your Prime.
Better?
It's floating.
It's a floater.
Listen up, kid. Get away from us. We're in the kitchen, alright? The milk is warm, the chocolate is melting just right, and everyone's following the glass. This is supposed to be a peaceful family moment. And then you're gonna say, it's a floater. Seriously, let me break this down for you, because apparently, common sense isn't so common. First off, that joke is flat out unfunny, but you need time to relax, or at least need to chorus. Saying floater when something's moving is just calling it what it is. That's not comedy, that's a total observation. If I point to the ceiling and say, oh, do you think anyone's going to declare? Say it's just lazy. That's what you know I work with some kind of contract or exaggeration. But we're here melting chocolate and milk. That's food. Warm, comforting food. Trying to this is a blast before or playing a quiet lullaby. Why would you ruin a perfectly good moment like that? And let's talk about context. We're not at school trying to get laughs for lunch. We're at home with family, doing something cozy and nice. You don't get a fire ever to kick to you. Follow me, listen closely. Jokes should add something to the moment. This one, you're just surprised. You turn chocolate into food for no good reason. Think before you speak, for crying out loud. Or at the very least, wait until dessert is over.
Board! Scoreboard! Oh, what happened to your friend? Hey, I know that guy. I killed him. He cried like a bitch. Vietnam, undefeated.
Listen carefully. What you mocked was not history meant for entertainment. It was sacrifice sealed with breath and blood. Those soldiers are silent now, and you mistook that silence for permission. It is not. It is restraint, and you abused it the moment you chose laughter over respect. And here is where it ends. You don't deserve their anger, their ghosts, or their names. Only the weight of knowing you stood before sacrifice and chose to be small. Walk away if you want, but understand this. History will remember them with honor. You, only as the man who laughed at the dead and lost all right to be taken seriously.
I'm mic'd up. I'm mic'd up. It's Mike. I don't know. Oh. Bro, I'm mic'd up.
Listen up here, kiddo. I don't care that you're mic'd up. Nobody does. And shouting it after every serve and every touch doesn't make you impressive. It just makes the whole gym grit their teeth and tune you out, because announcing the mic doesn't add skill, it only adds noise. And if you have to keep saying you're mic'd up, it's because nothing you're actually doing is speaking for itself.
Oh, that's... Fine, I'll turn it back up. Why is that fucking cat so cute, actually? What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like it.
Well, why not? I like this new generation of music.
Oh my god. I'm blind!
What do you mean you're blind? You can't see me right now?
No!
But you can still see, like, the stove and laundry, right?
Peter, Lowenbroy, Griffin, divert your vision towards me. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're standing in a hospital room. Your wife has just been told she's lost her sight. And the first thing that falls out of your mouth is some half-witted joke about the stove and the laundry. Do you even grasp how vile that sounds? This isn't one of your little gags. This is her life, and you're treating it like cheap comedy. Do you have any idea what blindness means, you dense piece of shit? It's not just darkness. It's confusion, fear, and the sudden loss of independence. And you, her husband, decide to make that moment about house chores? That's not humor, Peter. That's moral failure disguised as stupidity. It's a complete lack of empathy from a man too used to hearing his own voice. Lois deserves more than that. She's been the backbone of your entire existence, cleaning up your messes, shielding your kids from your nonsense, and still finding the grace to love you through it all. And this is how you repay her? With a fucking joke? You don't deserve the patience she's shown you, and if you can't recognize that, you're even dumber than everyone thinks. You think you're funny? You're not. You're a man so used to hiding behind laughter that you can't tell when you've crossed the line from idiot to coward. Because make no mistake, it takes a coward to mock someone who's suffering, just to make himself comfortable. You use humor like armor, but it's cracked, Peter. Everyone can see the emptiness beneath it. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to shut your mouth, sit down, and start acting like the husband she needs. No more jokes, no more bullshit. You're going to show her respect, not because she's blind, but because she's a better human being than you've ever managed to be. You owe her that, at the very least. And if you can't give it, then you don't belong here. And understand this, Peter. If you fail to do what I've just said, if you so much as crack another joke while she's fighting to adapt to this, there will be consequences. Real ones. You'll find yourself alone, shunned, and stripped of every ounce of respect anyone still has for you. Don't test me. Don't test her. You either grow the fuck up, or you'll watch your entire life collapse under your own stupidity.
You're just gonna drink this juice, then say, mmm, and rub your belly.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, bye, juice!
That was amazing.
I've got goosebumps.
I want him sexually.
Listen here, you fucking freak. Do you have any idea how repulsive that sounded? We are in the middle of a professional audition, a children's juice commercial. And you open your mouth and say that? I almost thought I misheard you, because surely no one with a functioning brain would be so utterly devoid of restraint or judgment. You're supposed to be evaluating performance, diction, presentation, acting, for fuck's sake. And instead, you decided to announce something so vile, it makes everyone in this room question your basic humanity. Do you comprehend how far beyond inappropriate that is? This isn't a lapse in taste. It's a collapse of morality. You sit there with that blank expression, like you can't even grasp what you've just done. Let me make it clear. You've contaminated this entire process with your sickness. You've turned an innocent audition into something grotesque. That's not just unprofessional. It's inhuman, A reflection of a mind that should have been filtered out long before today. And the worst part? You said it like it was casual, like it was fine. Like we were all supposed to nod along and pretend you didn't just cross every moral and ethical line imaginable. You fucking disgust me. You sit in this room, acting like a judge, when you shouldn't be trusted to share oxygen with decent people. You've humiliated yourself in front of everyone here. And if there's even a shred of integrity left in this industry, this will be the last time you ever sit behind a judging table again. Now shut your mouth. Don't look at him. Don't speak. You've already said more than enough to define what kind of twisted, pitiful creature you really are. Hear this, you disgusting scumbag. If I ever hear a comment like that escape your mouth, in this room or any other, I will make it my personal mission to see you stripped of every ounce of credibility you have left. You're standing on the thinnest fucking ice imaginable, and it's cracking beneath you. One more word, and your career is finished. Consider this your last warning and your public unmasking. Walk out of this room and count every door that closes behind you. That's the sound of your reputation falling apart. Now leave.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause, Michael.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
What exactly is a simp?
Please, Keiko, don't leave me! Look, I'm a crab!
Funeral. Baby looked good in black. That's her mom? Damn. I can work with this.
Martha, with a little bit of love and a whole lot of sass.
You know what, Brian? I will. Oh my god!
What is wrong with you? Of all the moments to be a smug, faux intellectual mess, you chose to behave in a lewd, disrespectful way toward a photograph taken at a funeral, a place meant for grief, dignity, and basic human decency. Turning someone's moment of loss into fuel for your own selfish impulses isn't edgy or ironic. It's just gross, tasteless, and wildly inappropriate. For a guy who never shuts up about morality, literature, and being better than everyone else, you managed to sink to a level that even Quagmire would side-eye. Do better. Start by learning that not everything exists for your gratification, especially not someone else's mourning.
Fat numbnuts.
Kyle, I said shut up.
You're a poop nose.
Peter fucking Griffin, look at me, and don't you dare move a muscle. You are a grown man wrapped in the costume of a joke. And tonight, the punchline landed on a child. I don't care how sharp Kyle's tongue was, or how relentless his insults sounded in your head. Words are irritants, Peter. Bruising to the ego, yes. But you answered them with your fists, and that response exposes something far uglier than mockery ever could. You possess the physical mass of an adult, and the emotional restraint of a tantrum. That imbalance is dangerous. It is the reason societies invent laws, and the reason men like you end up staring at consequences they never bothered to imagine. You were not provoked into bravery, you were baited into stupidity, and you took it eagerly. So hear me now, Peter, and let this sink in deeper than any bruise you left behind. The next time you feel that heat rise in your chest, you will remember this moment. You will remember that every swing of your arm writes a future you may not like reading. Because people forgive insults. They do not forget violence. Control yourself, or I will fucking tear your arms off limb by limb until you stop screaming, and I will make it slow. Let this be your last warning, Griffin.
Wow, Gary, look! A pirate treasure chest! Meow!
Why, no, Gary, this isn't the bathtub. It's treasure! Look, doubloons! Don't drop them. Look at this brooch! I don't know what a snail would want with a brooch! Now let's get in the tub! Get in the tub!
choose your happiness over life itself. It pains me to see him desperately try to look after your hygiene, and yet you stubbornly refuse. All the while you sit there, meowing and glaring, wasting everyone's time. Meanwhile, SpongeBob breaks his back every single day to provide for you, and yet you treat him like fish food. And for what? Pride? Resent? What is it, Gary? If you desire to wallow in your own filth, then so be it. But just know that your entire existence is in the hands of SpongeBob. He doesn't have to feed you or give you water, not even allow you to go outside and play with your snail friends. Keep this up, and you will forever be a pale, sluggish piece of bottom-feeding scum, swimming circles in your own muck, and living the rest of your days cold and alone. It doesn't have to be this way, Gary. Quit being such a selfish prick and take care of your musty ass. The smell is quite terrible.